Welcome back to Car Stuff P&W. This is Jesse. We got another update on the MG 1100 project. I am working on the side skirts. I had toyed with the idea of having a professional with the right tools cut out the metal and maybe even put like a little bend at the bottom to basically make it like an L-shaped, it's like an L-shaped piece of metal that goes like 4.5 inches down and then an inch in. But I don't know, it seemed like more of a hassle to get someone else to do it. And who knows how much they charge. So I bought a scribing tool and used this piece of flat plate. That's not plate, it's like flat bar as my straight edge. And then I, utilize the straight edge up here and here to make my measurements. And I think I've got a pretty good line there. It's kind of hard to see along there. And then I'm going to cut it. I haven't totally figured out what I'm going to use. I'm going to use my new angle grinder because the other one took a big old crap on me. This thing is super messed up. Or if I'm going to use the old tin snips, I'm more inclined to use the angle grinder just so I can try and, if I cut this straight enough, then this edge becomes the straight side for the next piece. I've decided I'm not gonna weld this to the body. I'm going to weld some bolts to this, like in two places, 2 bolts, do 4 separate sections, bolt it to this bar. I'm gonna cut this bar 4.5 inches, or probably less than that, and then attach these, weld the ends of these. So you'd have one here, 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 and at the end. And I'm gonna weld it to the underside here. And then, there'll be like a little bit of a gap right here. And you know what? For right now, it's okay. Because I'm looking at this thing and it's kind of messed up. I don't want to weld something there and then decide later I want to fix it. So I'm going to have it come up to about midpoint here. And then it'll go down 4.5 inches. And it shouldn't go down lower than the front. And that should be good. I figure 4 separate places where it's connected should keep it from, flexing too much. And it should make the car look better. Obviously, I need to, build something here to meet that. I'll do it there too, but yeah, I think that's how I'm going to do it. That makes sense to me. That way it gives me flexibility to do something different later. So yeah, so I'm going to work on cutting this out as straight as I can so it doesn't look terrible. Here we go. Okay, I've got it set up. I'm going to use this flat bar as my straight line. I think it's straight. And then I've got it up on the racks, on the ramps, so it's up off the ground. There's a little bit of a gap. I need this to weigh it down so it doesn't flop forward. But I think this will work. Got it right where it needs to be. And then I'm gonna have to move that. It's hitting. But I think I can just zip this along here and cut what I hope is a straight line. So we'll see. All right. Managed to cut it. And I think it's straight. Looks straight to me. And so that's, it's gonna go up there. Now I need to cut out the other one. I don't know if I have time today. We'll see. Okay, it's the next day. I managed to cut out one side. I think it's decently straight. I don't think anybody can tell. And so I got all the extra stuff off of it, off the edge from cutting it. And then I'm working on the other side. I used that piece to scratch out an outline for the next one. This time I mounted it to this table. I didn't think I didn't have enough of this to balance it on there, so I think this works. I did the first cut. I only had this thing's only 3 feet long, and I've got 64 inches to do. So I did this side, clamped it, I zipped this side, and then I'm going to make that cut, and then all I have to do is do that one, undo it, and then I've got the second one done. And then I can work on making the mounting tabs from this. I'll probably have to do some math here to figure out if I have enough of this. And then I think I need to go to Ace Hardware and get some bolts and stuff for that. And then once that's bolted on, then I can start working on making the ends of the fender go out to match it, front and back, both sides. All right, let's get it done. All right, it's the next day. I managed to get all of the tabs cut out. So I've got 10 of these, 5 for each side. And then I got one of these, in fact, I think it was this one, drilled all the way through. It's not perfect there, but ironically, I use this as a template, and all the other ones, they seem to be straight up and down. But I started all of them, so the other 5 over here, they've already got the holes started. So I just need to drill those through. It takes forever. My drill doesn't like it. It gets hot. But, so yeah, these are all drilled all the way through. And so I measured how I'm going to space them. It's about 13¼ inches. I'm hoping it won't flex, at speed. And I'm pretty sure, these things are pretty stout. I don't think they'll bend. And I did some measuring, and it looks like there's a 1/2 inch gap between where I want the top of this to be here and where the tab will mount. It'll mount like that. And then I'm gonna weld these bolts here. I think it needs to be like a 1/2 inch down, so it'll end up being like there and there, roughly. That's why I numbered these, as you can see, so that the template I use, or the piece I use, is the one that will get welded up in there. So these will get welded down. Then I will mount these on, screw them down, and then put this up against the car. And then I don't know how I'm gonna hold it up. But then while it's up, I will tack these up in here. I'll have to remove some paint and stuff. But I'll tack them in. Then I'll loosen these, pull the whole thing off, and then just finish welding these up in there. And then this side should be done. It's taking a long time, longer than I thought. I thought I'd have this part done yesterday. And yeah, it's taking longer than I thought, but I think it's gonna work all right. I'm gonna measure what the gap will be, and then use this to mark where the bolts will go, and then I'll weld them down. I'm gonna put a piece of metal underneath there to kind of absorb some of the heat. I'm hoping it doesn't warp too bad. If I just tack it, bap, maybe in 4 spots all the way around, then hopefully this thing will be good and won't move around. So yeah, let's get it done. All right, I got all the markings are done. And I got the first set of bolts welded down. It's not perfect, but it's on there, you know. It doesn't look like it's too wavy. It's maybe actually maybe a little wavy. Oh well. And I ended up threading a nut down on both of them, putting the plate, and then another nut because I got 4, and then that was enough. There was enough height that I could tack it both sides on each one using this to hold it down, and so I knew it was aligned correctly. Because otherwise, you know, if you just stick a bolt on there, you know, you're not quite sure is it in the right place. Plus, it can move around pretty easy. So by doing that, by using this to place the bolts, it made it a lot easier. So now I got 4 more to do. All right, I've got all of them done, and I've got the tab bolted down. Not completely, I want a little bit of wiggle room. And then I ground down some spots, and I checked, and they all match up with the tabs. So at this point, I just need to figure out a way to hold this thing up there and then tack these down. Once these are tacked, I can pull the nuts off, and then weld these in. I want to make sure they're straight up and down, level. And then once they're level and they're welded in and they're permanent, then I can bolt this. I can bolt this up, and then this side should be pretty much done. I'm gonna need to paint it, obviously, but that's okay. And then once I do that, then I can work on finishing the fenders so they can come down at an angle, blend into the side skirts. Trying to get this side done so I can get the picture taken for ABFM, and then I can work on the other side. So yeah, making progress. All right, I've got all of the tabs tacked down, and I mean, it's not perfect. It's a little wavy. I loosened some of the nuts on the back, but I think it's okay. I was hoping this would be a little further forward. I'm not gonna worry about it. But yeah, I think it's looking all right. It'll obviously be painted black. But yeah, all the tabs are tacked down. Now I just need to remove the actual side skirt itself, and then weld in the tabs better. Okay, I'm working on what to do with this. And so I looked at some pictures of other cars and what they've done with, you know, the fenders and stuff. And so I came up with 2 different patterns. I painted them black just to help me kind of get an idea of what it'll look like. So there's that one, like that. And then there's this one, like that. And I'm thinking I'm gonna go with this one. I feel like this line has to be straight up and down, and I don't know, it just seems better this way. And so I've already traced it out in this piece of metal, and I'm gonna cut it out and fit it up. Hopefully it'll look good. Okay, I just welded that piece to the side skirt itself, so it's all one piece. It just overlaps it like the rest of it. It lets me stay flexible, you know? If I decide I want to change this, I can. If I end up doing something different for the side skirt, I'm not stuck with something and I have to like cut it off. So yeah, I think that works. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do over here. I was looking at other cars, and a lot of times they cut it off like here or up here, you know? They don't even have anything here, so I wanted to maintain the gap here, and I was just gonna make another piece here, but since I welded it I welded that back piece to the side skirt. I'm thinking maybe I should do that here and just have a piece that just goes down here and does a similar thing to that, but just over here. I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do, but we'll see. Maybe I connect it from behind, so there's two pieces. There's still that gap, but there's like, I don't know, something behind it that maintains the connection. I don't know. It sounds crazy. All right, I'll figure it out. Okay, and so we got this thing pretty much done. That's what the front looks like. Got a little tab around the back there to keep this part attached to the fender so it doesn't like blow back if there's wind. It's a little wobbly there, you know, it doesn't 100% hit that gap. I tried reaming out the holes a little bit so there'd be some lateral movement, but I'm not gonna worry about it. So this is what it looks like with it on there. I just need to paint it at this point. And it's like 100 degrees outside, maybe a little cooler. It's 84 in here, so I mean it's warm, but it's bearable, but too warm to paint. So I will probably, yeah, I'll have to do that tomorrow. So I don't know if I'll finish this video. Maybe I will. All right, I think this will do it for this video. It's pretty much done on the driver's side. I still need to do the passenger side. I've got 5 of these tabs that I need to drill through. But I'm gonna pop that off and paint it real quick so I can take pictures for the ABFM. This should be good enough. I can do the other side next weekend or something. But yeah, this thing is done, ready to be painted and bolted back on. I think it looks pretty good. Obviously it could be better. But I don't know, I feel like making it all one piece from fender to fender is a good idea for this, I don't know, iteration of the side skirts. Maybe I do another version of it, maybe I don't, I don't know. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this video. Give us a like and subscribe. We'll see you later.